Okay, we are doing this May June paper 22 23. Now first question, what is micrometer? Micrometer is a device that is used to measure very small diameters of wire or diameter of hair or thickness of paper. So obviously it is not used to measure current, small distances. Yes, diameters, thicknesses, they are all also distances, not force, not pressure. So answer has to be B. A man stands next to a railway track. The train is traveling at a constant speed of 40 meters per second and takes 2 seconds to pass the man. So it means the train has traveled from here till here. This is the distance that train has to travel. And distance is actually the length. So distance equals to length. And distance will be equal to speed multiplied by time. So 40 multiplied by 2 is 80 meter. So answer is 80 meter. Now, a skydiver jumps from an aeroplane and falls towards Earth. Which statement is correct when the skydiver reached the terminal velocity? What I haven't read the options yet, but whenever I hear this term, terminal velocity, I know that this is where the weight and air resistance are balanced. Air resistance has to be equal to weight, no net force, no acceleration. The skydiver speed is decreasing. No, because speed is supposed to be constant. Skydiver speed is increasing. No, because it is constant. Moving with a constant speed, that can be an answer. Skydiver speed is 0. No. Skydiver is not at rest in sky. Skydiver is just falling with constant speed. So answer has to be C. On moon, all objects are falling with the same acceleration. Which statement is correct? On moon, the weight, all objects have same weight. No. Weight equals to mg. The moon has a smaller gravitational field strength than on Earth. True, but not the reason. This is irrelevant. We cannot say it is a wrong statement. It is a right statement. Acceleration on moon, gravitational acceleration on moon or gravitational field strength on moon is less than on Earth, but that is not the reason for all objects falling with the same acceleration. Okay, so be careful for these kind of statements. Weight of an object is directly proportional to mass. So this statement is trying to say that weight is directly proportional to mass. That makes sense. Weight equals to mg. So I will shortlist this one, but I will still read the next option. The weight of an object is inversely, no, that is not true. So C is the answer. Moving on. A measuring cylinder contains 30 centimeter cube of liquid. Some more liquid is added to the liquid level reaches 50 centimeter cube. The change in volume is 50 minus 30 equals to 20 centimeter cube. The reading on the balance increases by 30 grams. What is the density of the liquid? So density equals to mass, which is 30 divided by this 30 gram of mass is caused by that change of 20 centimeter cube of liquid. So this change is produced by 20. So 30 divided by 20, just
1.5.
second. I broke my pen. Okay, back. It is 20, so 1.5 grams per centimeter cube. Answer is C. A box of mass 4 kg is pulled along a horizontal floor or in a straight line by a constant force F. The constant frictional force is 2 newtons. The speed of the box increases from 5 to 2.5 0.5, 2.5 in 2 seconds. What is F? So remember, F minus FR equals to MA. A will be 2.5 minus 0.5 divided by 2. So 2 divided by 2, 1 meter per second square. Now put values over here. F minus 2 equals to, the mass was 4 into 1. So F equals to 4 plus 2. F equals to 6 newtons. So answer will be C. Answer should be C. Now, a beam is pivoted at one end. As shown, the beam weighs 6 newtons. The weight acts in the point at 40 centimeter from the pivot. The force of 4 Newton is applied to the beam, causing it to balance horizontally. In which direction and where 4 Newton force must be applied? Listen, this force will be trying to produce a clockwise turning effect. So in order to cancel this out, in order to uh, remove this turning effect or balance this turning effect, you need a turning effect in the opposite direction, means anti-clockwise. So obviously we need an upward force, vertically, upward, vertically. So I will be shortlisting C and D. A and B cannot be the answer. Now, vertically upward 20 centimeter to the left and 20 centimeter to the right. Obviously, because this is 6 Newton force which is producing clockwise turning effect. This is 6 Newton force which is producing clockwise turning effect. So in order to balance it with 4 Newton force, that 4 Newton force must act in more away from the pivot. The, the distance of that force should be more to produce the same turning effect. So it has to be 20 centimeter to the right. And if you want to calculate it, you can do it like this. 4 multiplied by x equals to 6 multiplied by 40. So x equals to 6 into 40 divided by 4, that is 10. So 60 centimeter. This means that this force must be 60 centimeter away from the pivot. So obviously here, 4 Newton force acting 60 centimeter from the pivot will produce the same amount of turning effect in the opposite direction. That's why answer has to be D. Now, two vectors Wx, Wx, Wz are as shown. What is the resultant of the two vectors? Okay, it will be from W to Y. This one should be the resultant. Okay, because this is the only force that is producing a combined effect of the other two forces, other two vectors. For example, if this is vector 1, this is vector 2, and they both are doing something together, what direction they will be doing it in? Obviously, in direction WY. So answer is A. 9. Which equation for impulse is correct? Impulse is force into time. It can also be, impulse can also be mv minus mu. Now, A ball of mass this kg, forward for speed this, and speed of the ball this is this. So this is the situation that there is this ball 0.16 kg traveling this way with a speed of 0.5 meter per second, and there's another ball of 0.10 kg which is at rest. So after collision, this at rest ball is moving with 0.5 meter per second. And what is the speed of this 0.16 kg ball? Now, total momentum before and after collision is same. So total momentum before collision is 0.16 multiplied by 0.5 plus 0.10 multiplied by 0 equals to 0.16 multiplied by x, because I don't know the velocity of this one, plus 0.1 multiplied by 0.5. So I will have 0.080 plus 0 equals 0.16x plus 0.05. This will be x equals to 0.08 minus 0.05 divided by 0.16. 3 over 0.16. If you have same number of letters after decimal, you can cancel the decimals with one another. So if you have a calculator, you can figure out it is 0.1875, I think. 0.19 meter per second. Okay, now, in which form is energy stored by stretching spring? That is elastic potential energy or strain energy. Elastic potential energy or strain energy. So this is what should come to your mind before you start reading the options over there. So chemical energy, elastic potential energy, gravitational potential energy, thermal energy. So I hope
Excuse me, sir.
you got this one right. Sorry?
सर जीसीई में collisions टॉपिक collisions वाला टॉपिक इंक्लूडेड है?
नहीं, नहीं.
ठीक है सर, उस पे मैं बहुत मुश्किलों से मैंने सर इसकी तैयारी की थी collisions की.
नहीं, मैंने क्लास में बताया भी था आपको कि ये ओ लेवल्स में नहीं है.
जी सर.
तो, a car moves along a horizontal road. Its initial kinetic energy is 0.8. It is 280 kilojoule. A constant resistive force of 200 Newton act on the car. No other horizontal forces act on the car. What is the kinetic energy of the car after it has traveled a distance of 300 meters? I hope you remember we did this net work done by net force equals to change of kinetic energy. So it is already traveling with kinetic energy of 280. So work done by net force is a constant resistive force of 200 Newton act on the car. No other force is acting. So if the resistive force is acting, then this is the net force. Because it is a resistive force, it will be opposite to the direction of motion. That's why it will be reducing the kinetic energy. So here's the equation. 200 multiplied by 300 which is work done by the net force, equals to change of kinetic energy. So that is 280,000 kilojoule because of minus x. So here we go. X equals to 280,000 minus 60,000. X equals to 220,000. 220K. See. The diagram shows a deep reservoir formed by dam. On what does the pressure at X depends? Pressure at X depends on rho GH. Density of the water, gravitational field strength, height of liquid column above the point. So out of these three, if anyone is in the list, that would be the answer. The depth of water at X, that can be. The length of the reservoir, nope. The surface area of the water, nope. Thickness of the dam wall, nope. So answer is A. Now, 14. The diagram shows gas particles hitting the wall of the container. The system is at room temperature. Why does the gas particle exert pressure on the wall of the container? So this can be collisions, change of momentum. This is one answer where even in O levels, you can use term change of momentum. When you are, and this is a very common question in exam, where examiner says that why gas particle exert pressure on the wall of container, and you can mention momentum over there. So change of momentum, force, and then pressure. When the particles hit the wall, their momentum changes, which causes a force. When the particle hit the wall, their average kinetic energy increases. Nope, that does not happen. The particle expand when they, oh, that really not, does not happen. The particles collide with each other. That is not the reason of particle exerting pressure on the wall of the container. So answer is A. A gas in container is cooled, but the volume of the gas does not change. Which rho describes the change in pressure of the gas and kinetic energy of the gas particle. Now, if temperature is decreasing, it means gas particles are losing kinetic energy. So kinetic energy decreases. So I'm shortlisting these two. What happens to the pressure? If the speed of the molecule is decreasing, so they will be colliding with the walls less often. That will be causing less pressure on the wall. Hence, pressure should be decreasing. So answer is A. Okay, now the iron cylinder of an engine is to be fitted into a piece of aluminum. The outside diameter M of the iron cylinder is slightly larger than the diameter N of the hole. So what is the best action to fit the cylinder? Cool it, heat it. By heating, the hole will expand. By cooling, the iron cylinder will shrink. Cool the aluminum and cool the iron? No. Cool the aluminum and heat the iron? Nope. Heat the aluminum and cool the iron? That can be right. Heat the aluminum and heat the iron? That is wrong. So C. 17. 4 metal blocks at temperature of 200 degrees Celsius are left to cool down to the same temperature. The table gives the mass of each block and energy it transfers the surrounding as it cools. Now, which block are made of the same material? Yeah. So calculate specific heat capacity, which is energy divided by m delta theta. So 4 metal blocks at 200 degrees Celsius to the room temperature. So they all have same change of temperature. So it is all about energy divided by mass. So let's make a new column next to this one. Energy divided by mass. So for the first one, it will be 162. For the second one, energy divided by mass in joule per kg. Now 160, this will be 150, 162, 00 divided by 150. One. That will be 180. Not sure about this one. Let me check on a calculator. One six two zero divided by 150.
160.
108. Okay, 108. So 108. 162 and 40.5. Now, which two have the same specific capacity? 1 and 3. So 1 and 3 are made of the same material because same material will have same heat capacity. Okay, specific heat capacity. Now, a glass contains an ice drink. On a warm and humid day, water starts to form on the outside of the glass. What name is given to the effect? So that is steam or vapors of water that are condensing on the walls of the glass. So this is condensation. Now, just 1 second. One end of a copper bar is heated at high temperature. Which mechanism is responsible for the transfer of thermal energy to the other end of the copper bar? Lattice vibration of the. Now, conduction takes place with two methods, two different methods. Number one is the lattice vibration, the vibration of the layers of the molecules of the solid plus the electrons. Listen, the lattice movement, this is the transfer of heat energy that will happen in all metals and non-metal solids. Even lattice movement will be there in wood. Lattice movement will be there in plastic. That is why you can feel that even wood transfers heat. You cannot say wood is totally heat resistant. It transfers heat with a like very slow rate because the lattice movement is there even in the wood. Only additional thing that is there in metal is free electron. So the lattice vibration of the copper ion and the movement of high energy electrons along the bar. That can be an answer. So I'm shortlisting this one. The movement of the high energy copper ions along the bar, no. The movement of the high energy electrons along the bar only. That is half of the reason. Half true, half true. So answer is B. An object emits infrared radiation. Which two properties of the object determine the rate of radiation of thermal energy from the object? The density and the surface area of the object. No. Radiation depends on surface area and temperature. So the density, surface area, no. The density, surface temperature, no. The mass of the surface area, the mass and the surface area and the surface temperature. B is the correct answer. Okay. Just one second. Let me pause.